Alright guys, welcome to our Figma tutorial. So I'll be showing you how you can be able to export an asset in your Figma design. If you missed the previous video, you can go watch the previous video on my YouTube channel, how you can be able to like export assets using Adobe XD. Adobe and Figma, they are the two most popular design tool here in Africa. Other countries make use of Zeppelin and other professional tools, right? So I'll be showing for just Adobe and Figma. I already made a video on Adobe. Now is the time for Figma. So let me walk you through how you can be able to like do that using Figma. So there's a design here I got online. Credit to the person that made the design. They shared it to the community, so I got it from there. So let's say you have design like this. So before I move, I will like tell you the two file format you is most times it's advisable you export your design depending on the kind of design file you want to export. Let's say for images, it's advisable you export your images as SVG because they have scalable vector graphics, right? They are responsive in a way in nature, and they retain their quality when you present it online, no matter how small wide your screen looks like. So it still retain its quality. So that's why it's advisable for logos and icons always export as SVG. So I will show you how to do that now. Let's say for example, for this design, we have this guy here. This is like the logo for this food hunt. So I'll be exporting the logo. So for you to export a logo or any icon on Figma, you just click on the after opening your Figma file, right? Let me just collapse this. Most times you get to see whatever you have here in this main area. This is like place you can see the file. So for you to see, this is like the second first artboard, why this one is second artboard. So I'll just collapse them so you can be able to like see the designs here. So when you select this guy, you see this file is selected. So let's say for example I want to export this as an icon for this Figma design. So I'll just select it, and with the guideline to Figma have, that you can be able to see the size of whatever you want to export. So like you can see this guy is 21 by 13 pixel, right? So for you to export it, you look at the top right corner after selecting the icon. Look at the top right corner, you'll see the options for export. So maybe you're on inspect. This is what you get to see on inspect. You can see the code responsible for generating this icon. You can see the color, you can see the size and stuff like that. But that's not what we want. We want to export it as an icon. So you look at the next option. The next option is export. So you click on export, and you now see we have different sizes, right? You can export in different sizes. This guy, X1, but now it seems like this guy is not enabled for me to be able to change the sizes. So you can write prefix will be like the thing you get to see and the name attached to this particular design as the file name. So you can select the file type. We have PNG, JPEG, SVG, and PDF. So you can and export it as PDF file. So by the time you select SVG for icons or for logo, this is logo, so I'm selecting SVG as the option. So what you just need to do, you can either preview before exporting so that you see how it looks like before you export it. If it's probably not what you want, you can probably make some adjustment if you are the owner of the design. But since you're not the owner of the design, you can only export those assets. You cannot make changes to them. So you probably will be sending requests to your UI UX designer to make some changes for you. So I'll just click on exports, and you see, as you can see, we have this guy exported. So for me to see, just go to my file manager, following the path we have on the browser. So we just go to my file manager. We have it's under downloads, right? So ls this is it. As you can see, the other text we added, which is the suffix, which is the text that will follow after the normal name of the file. This is it. So you can use it to do your design, right? So for images, let me show you how to do for images too. Your image is advisable to export your images as JPEG, but if you know you want to like export a particular image that you don't want the background to show, depending on the kind of design, right, or depending on the image. If the image is PNG, it's advisable you export it as PNG, right? But if it is not PNG, it's like normal graphics image, like photography and stuff like that, it's advisable you export it as JPEG. So for this guy, is like a transparent um, image with transparent background because the way the design looks like, they want to like have like a circle shape and have this image to cover the full cycle. So I'll be exporting it as a PNG file. So this guy is already selected. Let me show you after I export. So this is it after exporting. So the same thing you do to the rest. So if you have this like it's an icon, you can decide to select it. As you can see, it's selecting only the cycle, but there's an arrow here. So looking at this file the structure here, you notice that the nav icon is the guy that contains both the arrow and the cycle ellipses. So you can just, instead of selecting just the cycle, you can select this guy which is responsible for holding both of them. So you can select them and come here. You can see, as you can see, the name is already showing here after selecting it. Then you can export it, right? So since it's icon, so we'll do SVG, so you can export it, and this is it. So you can have it open here. So yeah, this is our icon. So after doing all this, after exporting, then you can now go and do your design. But there are some scenario whereby you have like a difficult kind of stars. Some of our UI UX engineer, they are stunters, so they can stunt on design. So you probably don't know how to implement it, and maybe that's what the product owner wants, or the client wants. So sometimes what I usually do, I just group the shape, or the group the styling, and just export it. So I'll show you, like for example, this path, how this food is arranged based on this path. If I cannot do it using HTML and CSS, I probably will just export it as image, then I'll just add it to the design instead of trying to implement this and take more. Probably maybe I'm trying to um, minimize the number of time I spend on this particular work. So I'll just export this guy. So you can select by holding shift on your key and selecting the items you want. Or instead of doing this, you can just go to the file structure. You can see all the items here. So you can just select based on this group, right? You can select this rotation image, rotate images. So you can select this
It's
guy
7 o'clock.
and export it. So you can export the guy here. So as you can see in preview, so let me just show you what I exported right now. So instead of you thinking on how to implement that, you can just export this guy, or you can even do it with these dotted lines. So let me come to this top. This top contains plus the dotted lines. So this guy. So I'll just export it. So as you can see, the preview is containing the dot. So I'll just click on export, and here you go. This is how it will look like. So this is how you can export your images, your icon using Figma. And if you have any question, you can drop a comment for me. I'll reply as soon as I get the comments. And if you find it difficult to navigate through, you can send me a message. I'll probably be making a private video for you, or create another video talking about how you can navigate through your Figma design tool. So thank you. Don't forget to click the like and subscribe button, and also click the notification buttons for anytime I drop new content. You get to see notification of that, and you'll be the first person to watch the video. Thank you so much. See you next time.